What's going on, y'all? 75Junction. We got a very special guest today. We have Tony in the building. He is a magician, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Now, can you tell, for those who don't know you, can you tell them about yourself, who you are, what you do, things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, my name is Tony. It's Tony Jones. I am a professional close-up magician.
Okay.
I do a lot of close-up magic. Which differs from stage magic in the sense of, stage is, grand illusion, all that fun stuff. Theaters of, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. Close-up magic it's a little bit more personal, intimate. It's more the stuff really that you're seeing on TV nowadays, with, as much as I hate to mention, the popularity of Chris Angel a couple of years ago. You have David Blaine. And then I think on AGT, just recently there was Shin Lim, who won America's Got Talent by doing close-up magic that was like projected on giant
like a screen.
Yeah. Like LED boards, video screens. That way, like a theater of 2,000 could see it.
Impressive.
So, yeah.
Okay. So, and I'm glad you explained the difference between the magic, because I was going to ask you that. Because you said close-up magic, I was assuming that it's up close, personal. You're showing me things like up close, as opposed to like stage magic. Now, and you did mention Chris Angel. So, what kind of got you into doing magic? Like, was it watching things on TV like Chris Angel or seeing David Blaine, or was it just something that you had a fixation for from a young age?
Yeah, absolutely. So, so they actually, like, those two household names came a little bit later, like in my interest in magic. I was a little bit older at that point, so I started when I was 7. All right, because I went to Las Vegas and I saw a magician, and I thought it was the coolest thing.
Okay.
His name was Rick Thomas, and he doesn't do a lot of stuff these days. I mean, at least I can't say that I've seen him doing anything these days. He might be doing something somewhere, but
okay.
I just remember being a kid and watching this dude producing these tigers, and thinking to myself, as a kid, a child's mind, like, I want to fool the adults like this guy. So I got like a magic kit for my next Christmas. Okay. And I started playing with it just like anybody else would, and it all kind of went from there.
Okay. When was your first, like, I got this person? Like, what was that moment for you where you were like, this is definitely what I love to do? Because, like, obviously you practice it so much that it becomes second nature, and you become better at it. Yeah. What was your first moment where you actually tricked somebody and had them like, what the fuck is going on?
Do you want the real first moment, or I think the second I opened that magic kit, I tried to show my mom a trick, and I was so young, and it was horrible. But she was still like, "Oh, you got me." So
okay, so she did a little fake one.
I guess that doesn't count. Yeah. So right. Oh God, I don't know. First real moment. I think it was probably in elementary school. Yeah, probably. No. Yeah, middle school. Middle school. Middle school is really when I started kind of like putting everything out, wanting to share my magic with people, because the reason, and this is like, low key, one of the reasons why magic interests me so much as a child was because I felt weird about connecting with people, and magic is such a perfect icebreaker to connect with people. You could be in a room with just you and a person you've never met, and it's just a perfect icebreaker.
Hey, you want to see some magic?
Exactly.
Just sitting there across the room, like,
exactly.
Sure. Let me see some.
Exactly. No one's gonna say no to that.
Right. So speaking of magic, I believe there's some tricks that you're gonna show the audience, so that way they can kind of see a little bit about what you do.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, we're gonna run through a couple things. So we're gonna do something cool, and it's hopefully gonna be something that you've never seen before.
Okay.
Right? So we have a deck, and we've done a couple other things before the cameras are rolling. So that the cards are in no order at this point, but correct. I do want everybody else to know, so I'll give them another one of those quick shuffles. All right, it looks something like this. It's always fun getting flashy. All right, so I'm gonna riffle down, and I'm gonna have you say the word. You're just gonna say stop wherever you want. All right.
Okay. Stop.
Right there.
Yep.
Cool. And reach in and grab one, quick. Cool. You're gonna look at it. Show the camera. Cool. And I'm going to cut the pack into, we're going to do 4 separate piles, all right? Okay. And I'm going to try to do something that hopefully you've never seen before. Okay. All right? I'm going to shuffle with the face-up cards into the face-down cards, all right? And that looks something like this. See how close to perfect I can get it. All right, so it's not there. It's not perfect, but it's close. It should be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Almost. So we can, right there, it's fine. All right, so that's one. All right, I just wanted to show that they genuinely did good shuffle face up and face down. Here's two. All right, that's two. And three looks something like this. Boom. All right, so the cards at this point, really are shuffled. All right, face up and face down. It's a big mess.
Okay.
All right, so don't tell me the card. Sherm, give me a hint. What was just the suit? Clubs, hearts, spades, or diamonds?
Spades.
It was a spades?
Yeah.
Well, I might have to start over. Actually, you know what? No, it's fine. Here, we'll do this. If I snap the entire pack to fix itself, like I never shuffled it to begin with.
Okay.
That'd be a damn good trick.
Yeah,
I feel like you know that I could do that at this point.
I do.
I can't. I'm not that good.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
If I snap with the other hand, there.
Okay.
The entire pack just fixed itself except for one suit. You said it was spades?
Yes.
Spades. Look at this. Not just there. Look, but in order.
Yo, get out of here.
I
What?
The ace. Look, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. I'm missing a card. Look, I have the 7, the 8, the 9, the 10, the jack, the queen, the king. One card I'm missing right here. I can assume that you have these 6 of spades.
Yes.
Let me see it. Boom. It's a cool card trick.
How did you do that? Can't give away your tricks.
Very carefully.
That's crazy. Oh my god, dude.
Do I move this closer? I don't know what's going on.
No,
it's fine.
you can't hear you. I turned the sensitivity up, so.
Okay,
it'll hear you better.
cool, good. All right, so I'm hoping that everybody at home is going to be able to see what's going on with this. I know I'm a little bit further back. I think it'll be fine now.
Yeah,
All right,
no, should be good.
So the idea is we have 3 silver coins.
Mhm.
All right, they're Morgan dollars. All right, I could sit here and give you a whole history lesson, but we'll save it. So the idea is we have 3. All right, hands are clean. All right, hands are clean. I'm not like hiding anything out on you.
Right.
Here's what we're gonna do. We have the 3, the nothing, and it looks like this. Watch. Look, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, like that, and you want to shoot across. Now that's 1.
That is fucking
and it's
crazy.
quick. All right, so we'll do it again. Again, we have the 1, the 2,
Yep.
the 2, the 1. I won't let you see it, but I'll let you hear it this time. So 1, 2, 2, 1. Listen. Trying to hear it?
Man,
Three's the best.
I don't understand what's going on.
You can see the last one go from hand to hand. Watch. Look. 1, 2. Here it goes. 3. It's a dumb joke. No laugh out of you. Look, we have these 3. If I reach out here like this over by the mic, we use this 1, these 2. I'm just going to give it a pop. Here it goes. 1, 2, look, 3, and that's something with 1, 2, 3 old solid pieces of silver. Now, I think it was 6th grade. That last little pop thing, I know everybody saw that and wants to kind of figure out how it's done. They'll probably rewind it 20 times. I'll just show it to you. I'll show it to you. All right? It looks like this. So when a coin goes down like that, that's gravity. What most people never learned is that if you drop a coin like that, you can actually rewind the motion with the hands and get it to fall back up, which is nuts. Here, look, we'll do it again. Again, you rewind that motion. The cool thing is, well, if you take it, blow, it's gone.
This is beyond me, man. What? How many coins? You have to have more than 3 coins
One
on
in each sleeve.
Huh? Oh, okay. We do. You're a funny guy, man. That's impressive. That's impressive.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so let's do one more thing. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a quick sobriety test.
Okay.
All right, just to make sure we're good for the interview.
Okay. I feel good. You feel good?
I feel good.
Okay.
All right,
Excellent.
so we could call it sobriety test, memory test, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
All right.
Sweet.
And this is gonna be I'm gonna play this for you, right? Because you've never seen this before.
Correct.
But I also want the people at home to be able to see what's going on as well. All right. So I have a couple of cards. All right, and I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show them to you guys, and I want everybody to remember as much as you can about them. I'm gonna give you like 5 seconds.
Okay.
All right, here we go. I think it's enough time. You got it?
Yep.
You think you have everything?
Yeah.
Cool. First question.
Okay.
How many cards am I holding in my hand?
4.
Good. If you don't get the first question right, the rest of the trick's a mess. All right. The next question is, I had a pair of 8s. You remember that?
Correct.
Cool. There was a red 8 and there was a black 8.
Mm-hmm.
Was the red 8 a heart or a diamond?
Diamond.
It was a diamond. And just kind of isolate everything for me. Could you hold your hand up just to my table? Perfect. All right. A little bit closer. Yeah, that's going to go there. All right. The black 8, was it a spade or a club?
The black 8 was a spade.
It was a spade. Okay, I think you're good. All right, the last question is, why had a pair of court cards? Court cards are either jacks, queens, or kings. Were they jacks, queens, or kings?
Kings.
They were kings. The king of clubs and the king of hearts, both blue back, like the 8s are.
Correct.
But I guess the real question is, if I have the 2 kings in my hand, that means that you have what in yours?
Don't do this.
What would you say?
2 8s.
It should be, unless I was really good at what I did, which would mean I would have the 2 8s in my hand, and you would have what?
Get the fuck out of here, man. What? Dude, that's crazy because when you did that, I don't know what you did, but I felt something in my hand.
It
move
was
ever so
the
slightly.
magic.
That's crazy. That's insane, dude. What? Oh. Wow, that was crazy, man. So, in doing magic for this long, what are some key things that you've learned from doing magic? Like, what are like for somebody that wants to get in magic, what would you recommend to them to start?
Ooh, books.
Okay.
Books are 100% the way to go, because I think people's problem nowadays in learning magic, which is a peak interest in this generation, because magic's been called a dying art for years and years and years.
Yeah, I have heard that.
And then, all of a sudden, in the past 10 years, you have these movies, the Now You See Me movies.
Right.
You have America's Got Talent. There's been 2 magicians who have won that and, actually won the show and got that $1 million contract.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the past couple of years, it was Matt Franco and Shin Lim. So, it's definitely piquing people's interest more than ever, I think. And with the generation that we live in, we have knowledge to everything readily available,
Right.
which is Google and YouTube.
Right.
So
Exactly.
everybody runs to YouTube to learn a magic trick.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hear all the time when I'm doing magic, I'll do a trick and it'll really fool somebody, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm going to YouTube that later," which doesn't work, because 99% of the material that I perform, I've created.
Nice.
Because like magic's like music. You learn in music, you learn the notes, the scales, the chords, and then if you're an artist, you can make your own songs. No one's ever thought to put those scales and chords into this form before. It's a new
Right.
song.
Okay.
Magic's the same way. You learn all the sleight of hand, and you can then put those pieces of sleight of hand into a new format.
Okay.
When you go to YouTube, you're learning tricks that you learn by the click of a button. So if you fool somebody with that trick, they could learn that secret just by clicking as well. So to answer your question in a shorter sense, I guess, it's books. Yeah, because nobody reads anymore.
That's true. That's very true. Now, do you feel like the fact that nobody reads a problem, or do you think that introducing like audiobooks, is that like a good alternative too, or what's your opinion on that?
As far as audiobooks goes, I think learning magic, I think that people go to YouTube for magic because it's much easier to learn it with that visual representation.
Right.
Whereas in books, these old magic books, that are not currently being printed, but are still just laying around everywhere, that you can find. I'll even give you a suggestion before we're done.
Okay.
But they have like illustrations, like hand-drawn illustrations, and they're good, but it really helps, when you can see somebody do the trick that you want to do. It helps you learn. I
Right.
mean, I personally am a visual learner, so I know that it helps me. The problem with that is not only you're learning a trick that somebody else could go and learn like that, but when you see somebody else do a trick, 9 times out of 10, you're going to learn it and do it the exact same way that they did it, which is really where we get into it being cookie cutter.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everything's just the exact same. Nobody throws their own spin on it. Nobody puts their heart or personality into it. It's just, this is the one way it's done in their mind.
Okay. Now, do you feel like personally, people that go and try to solve the magic, do you feel like that kind of ruins it a little bit, in the sense that they're trying to ruin the mystery of everything? Because I feel like there is that satisfaction that comes from the fact that it's a mystery and you have no idea, and it just perplexes you because you've never seen it before.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. When people watch magic, they do one of two things. They either watch it and they believe that it's real magic, which love those people.
Right.
Or they look at it and they turn it into a puzzle, and they need to figure out how this puzzle came about, which I equally love those people as well, because if I didn't do magic, I would be that person. I mean, I think I do magic because I want to know, I want to be able to reverse engineer things and know how things are happening,
Right.
So as far as watching magic from, an individual standpoint, I think what they should do is they should let it be magic, because it gets into the term suspending your disbelief, which means even though you know that it's not real, even though you know that there's something going on somewhere, you should just let it be magic. It's like when you go to the movie theater and you're watching old reference like Titanic. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
And Jack is in the water and he lets go of the hand and he floats down to the bottom. You're not like, that didn't happen because that's Leonardo DiCaprio. And
Right.
Still, you know what I mean? You're like, oh my God, he died. You know, you know that it's not real, but you're in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
it's funny you say that. I saw a meme. They had the Titanic scene, and they had like the platform, and they like showed how both of them could have fit on that same platform in all different ways. So like he didn't have to let go. So that's funny you should say that. And in a sense, it's kind of like wrestling too, right? Because wrestling, everybody knows that wrestling isn't real to an extent. Obviously, they take some type of damage, you know, because you have wrestlers that have traumatic brain injury and things like that. But I mean, to an extent, it's still staged. The outcome is typically predetermined, all that stuff. But you go in there for the entertainment. You go in there with the intent that this is something to entertain me. This is something that I enjoy seeing because, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. Even though they might know what's going to happen, I don't.
Yeah. So, they know it's not real, but they like the story.
Right. Exactly.
Same thing.
Okay. Sweet. So do you have people that just come up to you like randomly like, hey, you show me a magic trick? Or like, I guess it depends on your popularity, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
And you're pretty well known in the area to, you know, you're on Virginia Beach side, correct? So yeah, you're pretty well known in the area. So I mean, people just see you and they're like, "Hey, you do a magic trick for me?" Or
absolutely, all the time.
So do you have this? Do you always strapped with the magic?
Yeah. I
Okay.
so there was a while where I didn't like that. So I would intentionally leave the house with nothing, without cards or coins or anything, which really doesn't do anything because I could use your stuff and do magic with it.
Right.
But in my mind it was an easy excuse, like I don't have anything, can't show you anything today. But then I got to the point where it started happening so frequently, and I don't enjoy, you know, turning people down. I think it's cool. Like if you recognize me out in public and you want to see a magic trick, like that's awesome. You know, thanks for enjoying what I do.
Absolutely.
So, you know, if I can do something that doesn't take too much out of my day, I'll definitely show them something. Okay. I think really what it came down to was I'd be out just trying to enjoy like dinner with my girl, you know, and you know, people, you know, would come up and again, that's awesome, thank you, but I'm a people pleaser, so I'm of course gonna be like, yes, let me show you something. Okay. But then, you know, it would take away from our time, her and I's time. So
right, exactly.
Yeah, that's when I started leaving stuff at home.
Okay, I got you. Dope. So do you have a go-to magic trick that like always never fails, like this is my special niche one that I always go to?
Yeah, so I don't think there's a single particular one, but what I like to do if you see me out in public, you know, I'm gonna want to do something that takes under 30 seconds, that's quick, memorable, and preferably not cliche. Right. Meaning not a card trick. You know, I'm gonna want to use your quarter, have you squeeze it and bend it in your hand, or take something from you and have it, you know, disappear in minutes in your pocket. So something like that.
Oh, you can make something appear in people's pockets? Yeah. Oh my God, dude, that's insane. So you're not gonna leave. I'm gonna have like my social security number like swiped at the. No, I'm playing.
No, I'll let you keep your watch. I already saw it. I like it. But
okay.
I'll let you keep
it. Hey, oh shit, damn. Now I gotta watch this, man. You're gonna leave? I'm gonna have a fucking like Rugrats watch or something in place of it.
It's a G-Shock. G-Shock, you know.
G-Shock. I you know what? We can compromise with the G-Shock.
It is not comparable. Okay.
Nah, it's not, but it's all good, man. We'll roll with that. So you've been doing magic for 17 years, man. Have you so obviously I imagine you've seen like way back like Houdini and stuff like that. Like, did you get any kind of influence from those kind of guys, like the older magicians and stuff like that? Even though they're more stage magic, you're more close up.
Yeah. I mean, I've again, going back to books, you know what I mean? There's not too much, and I would go as far to say none, video evidence of, you know, Houdini and all that stuff. Right. So, you know, all that is in books, you know, those legends, and it's great. Houdini is actually, you know, everybody, like if I asked you right now, you know how he died?
So I heard he died doing a magic trick. Is that correct?
Yeah. Which one?
He had to escape something and he couldn't escape and he ended up dying. Correct?
See, that's what everybody thinks, right? That's what everybody thinks. It wasn't it? No.
Okay.
So everybody thinks, and that's where we get into like the folklore, the legend, you know? Everybody thinks that he was doing the water torture cell. Yes. Where he was chained up in a big box of water, and he had to get out and he drowned. Right? That's common misconception with like the general public, you know? Okay. What really happened was he did this bit in his stage show where he was known to be able to take a punch from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So he would have guys come up and like hit him in the stomach. And this one time he went to take a hit and he like wasn't ready, and he ended up getting, what is it? I don't know.
Like something got ruptured
something happened, and he died from that.
Oh, shit. So it was a result of the magic, but not that specific magic one with the water cell.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't know how much you could call getting punched in the stomach magic.
Yeah, I was thinking, I don't know if that's
David
magic.
Blaney. It's kind of
right. Yeah, it's just like
David Blaine does all those stunts. He actually, what Blaine does is he's actually based his career off of Houdini, because Houdini's known as the best magician ever.
Right.
But he really, if you really get into the study of it, he really didn't do too much magic. I'm not saying he did none. He did, but he did escapes. You know, he would travel before TV. He would travel city to city, town to town, and he would do these escapes. You know, where he would have a crane, forklift him up, and he would get out of this or that. And that's definitely how Blaine has made his career, because it started out as magic, and then if you look back, what happened, all of his things on it's ABC, right? I don't know.
I thought Chris.
No, that's A&E.
Okay, yeah.
But no, he did all of his stuff. David Blaine, he would do these big stunts. Like he would have a magic show, like an hour-long magic show, but then he'd be like, and this week I'm gonna throw up frogs, and yeah, I don't know.
Well, no, and it's funny because he had that like, I'm gonna do this, like that kind of like, I don't want to say pretentious facade, but
it was very
like
monotone.
Very monotone, very emotionless.
Thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the most amazing thing and be perfectly straight faced the whole time.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So who's your favorite magician, man?
Ooh, so none of these are gonna be household names.
Okay.
At all. Like nobody will recognize these names, because when you get down to household names, you have David Blaine, Chris Angel, as of recently, Shin Lim. A little bit back, Matt Franco. Who else? David Copperfield, if we're talking about like our parents' generation. Lance Burton, also parents' generation. But I like magicians because like what those people do is they'll take concepts that we know, and they'll like flip the script on us. We'll think we'll know what they're doing because we do something that looks similar, but they'll completely flip it. So I don't know, a couple underground magicians I really like Danny G, Daniel Garcia, great guy. Met him a bunch of times, really good guy, really humble. Who else? Wayne Houchin, another really great guy.
Okay.
If I could list one more, who would I say? Garrett Thomas.
Okay, and these are all underground magicians, so they're not like mainstream, like out in the spotlight.
Correct. I mean, they're doing magic full time. They're making their living doing magic.
Right.
But you're not going to see them on TV. Actually, what I mentioned Daniel Garcia does, he consulted for Blaine.
Okay.
For David Blaine. So it was like he had his hand in the show, but he didn't want to be the face of it. So that's why they're a little bit more underground.
I got you. Okay, that's dope, man. So in your career of doing magic, have you ever aspired to do anything else, or to like expand your magic anywhere else, or what are your goals basically? So obviously the magic is a goal. It's something near and dear to your heart. It's what you're passionate about. Yeah. But do you have anything else that you would like to pursue, or anything that could stem from the magic?
Like magic wise?
It doesn't even have to be magic wise, man. Like, you could be like, I love magic, but I also like, IT, or I like cars.
Okay,
so I can go,
Cool. No one's ever asked me that. I like that.
Okay. Gotta switch it up a little bit.
So because of the magic, I get put in really cool predicaments.
Right.
Like my manager called me up one day and he was like, "Hey, get down to the West End of Town Center. I want you to meet somebody." And I was like, "All right, cool." And like I get there and we walk up to the room and it's like Mike Vick.
Oh, shit.
And I'm just like sitting there doing magic for Mike Vick and his little crew, and he's like, "Look at this new chain I got." Anyway, like a lot of really cool things like that.
Okay.
So one of the places that it takes me is a lot of into the music industry. Just because I mean it's just being a creative, you know what I mean? Those are artists in their own sense, So I'm around definitely a lot of people who do music, people who produce, people who, all that stuff. So, I've been in the studio a couple times, but
rap a little bit,
gotten in the booth. Yeah, just for fun. You know what I mean?
Okay,
like I know what I am, but as far as, what I do, but it's fun. It's fun to have an outlet to do something.
Right. Absolutely. And I think a lot of people get drowned out in that when they are looking for fame and they're looking for money, and they always lose sight of the big picture, which is to do what you love doing, to have fun doing what you love doing.
Absolutely.
And which is what you do. You know, you love magic, you do magic, it pays your bills, you're living comfortably, but that's not what is important. What's actually important is the fact that you're actually being able to do something that you're passionate about. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So for me, the podcast, for example, you know, I enjoy doing it. I enjoy talking to people, having that connection with genuine people, and just networking. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is, and it's giving everybody that comes up here a platform to talk about what they do, what they're passionate about, what they love doing. Because a lot of people don't know. Like on this side of the water, I don't know how popular you are over here, but I mean, a lot of people that are over here on this side of the water kind of stay on this side of the water.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know how that goes.
The HRBT, like, you know, and everybody in the 757 could attest to that. The HRBT is fucking ridiculous, you know, as far as traffic is concerned. So that's, and I appreciate you for coming out and, you know, showing love, man, because that's,
absolutely.
It's definitely huge, man.
Absolutely.
It's definitely huge. So in regards to your magic again, you've been doing it for 17 years. You do shows all the time. What's your major market as far as like shows are concerned? Like, where do you find yourself performing most?
Yeah, so like on a weekly basis, you know, if someone's trying to find me, I guess, what I do, again, like on an every night type deal is a lot of restaurants.
Okay.
Because the close-up magic fits gorgeously there.
Right.
Because what happens is when you're at a restaurant, I mean, and I'm sure you can attest to this, you go to a restaurant, you order your food, and then there's that 15-20 minute waiting period where hopefully you're not at the restaurant alone, but you and the person you're with, you know, are just sitting there, maybe trying to small talk, or maybe just both on your phone doing whatever, sending games back and forth to each other, whatever. So there's that like 20-minute period where I can kind of interrupt them. It's like an unasked for interruption that ends up being like a memorable part of their evening.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, you know, Thursdays I'm at like a Plaza Azteca, Fridays Shore Break Pizza, Saturdays Buffalo Wild Wings, off Sundays, Mondays, and then we hit Tuesday, Wednesday at 2 different B-Dubs locations.
I can imagine your magic tricks are further amplified if they're inebriated.
You could say that. It makes it easier.
Right. It
that,
definitely makes it easier because it's easier to trick them, especially if they're drunk, because their senses aren't 100% there, so they're just caught way off guard.
I get offers to do magic at like bars all the time, you know, because you know, bars, they have like they'll bring in like a musician, and I turn them down a lot because yes, when I'm at like a restaurant, nobody's getting plastered. All right. They are at the bars. All right. And when I do magic for people who are like way far gone, one, they're either going to heckle the shit out of you. All right.
True.
Just be way too handsy, you know, like if you make them disappear, you know, it's bam, let me see that, you know, they're going to,
and they're like grab your arm.
They're going to be way too handsy, you know, way too much. Or I don't know. I've spent so much time on this. Little comments that probably shouldn't bother me, you know, it's kind of get to me like, oh, if I wasn't drunk, you wouldn't be able to get me. And it's like, I'd be able to get you even better if you weren't drunk.
Right.
But, you know, so I try not to get myself like in those positions.
Okay. That's smart. I mean, and I actually talked about this on the podcast yesterday. It's talking about taking risk and what's a acceptable risk and things like that. So you assume a certain risk when you do that. Because again, you have an image to uphold. You have your name to uphold. So you want to be tactful about what you do as far as, you know, promotion, as far as putting yourself out there. Which again, thank you again for coming out here and doing this, because like that's phenomenal, man. I mean, just and shout out to Phil, because he actually referred me to you. He has a Clothing Line Fly Fishing Co.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So shout out to Phil, man.
I posted a picture. He just liked it.
Okay, nice. Yeah. No, Phil's cool people, man. Definitely cool people. He got me a lot of connections, man. He got me like with Tim Luli's over at the Funny Bone in Virginia Beach. So, I don't know. Have you ever done anything over there?
I haven't. We've definitely myself and them as a business have gone back and forth about it before.
Okay.
But we haven't locked anything in yet.
Okay.
I know it's in the future.
Right.
But again, that kind of goes back to, I mean, I guess I'm pushing for it not as hard because it goes back to people drink at the Funny Bone pretty heavy.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, they go there, they get drunk, they laugh at the comedy and stuff like that.
Which is good. Like that's what that place is made for.
That's their realm. I've
been there. I was just there last week for a show, and
nice.
And it was great. I was drinking heavy, so you know, like I get it, you know, but I want to make sure everything would work out good.
Right,
you know?
right, absolutely.
So, 2019, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, TBD, more to come, man. Definitely. So in regards to that, where do you see yourself in 5 years as far as the Magic's concerned? Like, do you want to just stay local, or do you want to like expand on like a national level, or what are you looking for from it?
Yeah. Okay. So we talked about how we do the close-up stuff, and all that's fun. I do have a stage show that I do. Okay. It's just, as far as like a weekly basis, it's not like, there's only so many venues locally, you know? And if I'm doing the same stage show, which, I mean, that's what the majority of performers do, you know? It's not like, you know, Ye is going to show up and be like, hey, I want to do 3 different venues in one city, because it's going to be the same show at each venue.
Right.
You know? That's why they travel so much. So anyway, I have a stage show that I do, and I travel for it. Like, I just got back from Texas. I'll be in New York next week. And it's a good show. It's fun. So I do that. I definitely want to, you know, kind of switch some things up, because it's been the same thing that I've been riding with a couple of the same things for a while. So I threw a couple new pieces in there, and I contacted Carnival recently as far
cruises?
as
Okay, sweet.
As far as doing something for them, just because I have a bunch of friends who do cruise ship magic, and you know, I'm 25. I think it'd be a fun new little chapter of life to do something like that.
Yeah, dude. Have you been on a cruise before?
Yeah, multiple times.
Okay. What's your opinion on cruise? Because I've been on a cruise before, and so me personally, I went through Carnival. Wasn't a bad experience, but it's just like, you're on this big ass boat. The boat's huge. You see the boat, you're like, oh, this is crazy. You know, it's a huge boat.
Yeah.
But the boat's only but so big. You only see, I mean, if you're not gambling, you're not drinking, you're not going to the club, it starts to narrow down what you can do on the boat. You know what I'm saying, over time, and you're stuck on the boat sometimes 3 days. Sometimes you go on a week-long cruise. You know. So for me, I'd rather just travel there, because like, I was on the boat, I was like, man, this sucks, man. Like, not that it sucks, but I was just like, I've been in the club. The DJ had like the same playlist. I heard Nook If You Buck like 3 nights in a row. I was like, man, if I hear Nook If You Buck one more time, man. So I mean, just me personally, you know, I don't like being confided to like the ship, man.
Being on a cruise, if I get bored, look at all those people I can do magic for.
True.
It's fun.
True. It's
Funny
better
shit.
for you. Right.
Yeah. I can sit around, drink, enjoy my time, hang out at the pool. You know, I have a really crazy story for you, actually, since we're talking about cruises.
Okay.
So 2010. 2010, and I've probably been on 6 or 7 different Carnival cruises. I only go through Carnival because I like them. I don't have an opinion of the other ones, but I've heard Carnival's good. Anyway, 2010, I went on a cruise with Carnival, and the second day that we were at sea, it was just, we were like, you know, land nowhere. We were just at sea. They had an engine fire. And and all the electricity shut off, the plumbing shut off, the food in the fridges spoiled, so there was no food, no plumbing, the whole place smelled like shit. Oh my God. And there was nothing to do. They were literally giving drinks away to people. Like, you could be 13, just go and be like, yo, let me get a mojito. They'd be like, here you go. So they didn't give a shit at that point. They were like, I don't care. Wow. So they had like a cigar lounge that you had to pay for cigars. No, those cigar doors were open. Just take them. It was so that happened. So actually right now, like tomorrow probably, I'm expecting an email from them because they owe me a cruise.
Nice. So they're giving you your reparations for 2
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, nice. But that didn't like spoil it like for your
not at
experience
all.
Or anything like that.
Not at all, because I mean every other experience I've had has been so cool. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, one bad apple out of the bunch, pretty much.
If you guys have never been on a cruise before, I think everybody should go on a cruise.
Oh yeah, no, I think everybody should try it just to get your own opinion of it and see if you like it or not.
Absolutely,
you know? Definitely. I mean, I'm a huge advocate for trying new things. You know, if you haven't done it before, definitely go out and try it.
Right.
You know, you won't know unless you try. And that's what opportunities too. You know, like, you wouldn't have known you would be good at magic if you didn't try.
Exactly.
Know? So absolutely.
Exactly.
So I don't want to take up too much of your time, man. I know we're coming up on 3:30 here. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add, man, before we wrap up?
No.
Okay.
Not really.
Oh yeah. Well, where can people find you at social media? What's
Absolutely. I was actually gonna say, when you said one more thing, I was gonna say, let me plug this somewhere.
No, I got you.
Yeah. So all my social media is the exact same. It is Tony Jones 757. So it's just TonyJones 757. That's Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Okay. All that fun stuff.
Oh yeah, man. Awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, well, hey, I appreciate you coming out again, man.
Absolutely, dude.
This is awesome, man. Like, I've never seen this before, so thank you for that, man. That was dope, definitely. All right, 75 Junction now. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.